Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today it's not a lore video, but it's something a little bit different because I thought I'd talk to you about the mods that I use, or at least some of them, so you have a general idea of what you're doing if you want to try and make your game look like you can see on screen now. To start with, I just want to mention one thing, which is that a lot of the color grading and a lot of the editing and the way the game looks is largely due to post-production, meaning that a lot of it is done inside of Adobe Premiere and actually not inside of the game itself, meaning that there's no exact way that you're going to make your game look exactly like mine, but this is basically a step in the right direction. Firstly, what you're seeing on screen is my own personal Reshade that I use, which is essentially makes the game look more cinematic and makes the colours a little bit more neutral, so it's easier for me to work with, but otherwise it's definitely not based around realism or anything like ultra realistic or anything like that. It's just my own personal preference, and if you guys like it, you can use it. If you don't, then by all means you can find hundreds of them on the Witcher Nexus, which I'll leave a few links to them down below as well. I'm also going to be leaving links to all the mods that aren't visual but are ones that I use, just so that you can have an idea of what my mod list is, and then you know where to go and what to find, and you can select whatever you want from them. The only mod that I'll be talking about really inside of this video is the mod called Supreme to Extreme, and that is one of the very few graphical mods that I use that allows the game to go way beyond the limits of what it's meant to be. So it basically breaks the game and says, hey, you know what, instead of having only this certain amount of grass here, we're going to allow you to have triple that. And there are other mods that do that and that kind of thing, but this is basically an all-in-one. And I know there are some HD mods out there which do something on the lines of, you know, recreating the textures and adding in new ones and changing a lot of things, but this one is basically keeping the vanilla game as it is, but just allowing the engine to push it a little bit further. That does mean that it is very performance heavy, but depending on your rig it will be either good or bad, but if you're trying to make your game look better, then you already know that's going to be a issue. Otherwise, for all the other mods I have, like I said, I'll leave a link down below in the description, because it's not really worth me going over every single one of them, because there really isn't any need for me to do that. The only thing that I suggest visually is that you try and get mods that are, one, obviously compatible with each other. There are script merges and that kind of thing, but you want to try and get ones that are that impact something different visually, or get an all-in-one mod that does it all for you. There are a few of those, but some of them can be good, some of them can be bad, depending on what they really focus on. Like, a lot of mods focus on just the lighting, a lot of mods focus on trying to allow more shadows to be cast by the lighting, and those can sometimes conflict, so it's a good idea to check out what you've got and see what you're trying to do, and yeah, just making sure you don't mess your game up. And that is about it. I won't go on for too long because there's only a certain amount I can explain, but otherwise you have a general idea, and all the lists of all the mods are down below, so please go and check them out if you're interested, and please consider endorsing all the mods that you have, because it really helps out the person who makes the mods, and it's just a nice thing to do to show them that you appreciate their work, because it's all for free. And thank you so much for watching this video. The next video is coming up soon, and there's actually going to be a little bit of a surprise video next one, or the one after, depending on which one I finish first. It's something I've been working on for a while now, and it's a little idea I had that may be interesting, and maybe it will be great, maybe it will be awful, but you know what, there's only one way to find out, and you guys can tell me what you think. So until the next one, you're going to have a very good day. Sorted.
Come through.
Stay
Come
out
through.
of my way. Fuck.
Witches, good folk, are like necrophages, vile in appearance and reeking of dead men's bile. It's rotting flesh they truly crave. To kill one or the other is a service to mankind.
She'll be wailing once the Baron's men lay their hands on her.
'Twas innocent as a bunch of
Burn the
leaves.
village down.
But the bloody Baron.
God's abandoned us.
You'll choke to death on 3 pounds
Tan
of
the skin off
steam.
his back.
Enough. Don't want to hear this. Probably find him hanging from a branch in the woods soon.
Stop pestering me. Want to try some goose foot? Supposed to taste like beans.
And your
Devil take ye.
Oh!
So now he's trying to grip
son!
me.
Wait, watch it, you clod. So, will ye brew the burdock soup? I'd be afeard of poisoning myself.
Devils take ye.
Wild hunt swooped down on them because they didn't respect the ladies.
Folk talk of that in the next village too.
I advise you well. Steer far afield of Spitfire Bluff. Or... First off, can't do a good trade in the wasteland.
And?
Well, second... just take my advice and don't bow and go
these
there.
tariffs.
It's the king who sets them, not me.
But you decide who passes, not Radovid. Perhaps we might reach an understanding, eh?
We could talk it over, I suppose. But all a dry, like this?
Never. Ilke, bring the corporal a cup.
What corporal? I'm but a common private.
One up for promotion, clearly. Why, you've an officer's manner, and a wise head to go with it.